Hello and welcome everybody to the Overwatch All-Stars Brawl number 4 presented by Star Esports. Today we have a double elimination tournament dedicated to our Overwatch Tier 3 community. Today we're going to be witnessing Citizens take on the likes of Team 2 in match number 13 of our main bracket. For your casting entertainment today, I'm going to be Sir Waltham, and I am joined, of course, as always, by Shy Guy.
Yeah, good to be here tonight, Sir Waltham. Back-to-back nights for us, and I'm just pumped to get into this. I think we are going to have some absolutely fantastic matches on our hands as we get further into the upper bracket. We're now looking at spots on the line in that upper bracket final.
Yes.
So like this is a big deal.
This is certainly going to be a very big deal, and I'm also excited to get into it, but before we do, we are going to be having a quick word with Hoon from the side of Citizens. Hoon, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, mate?
Hi, my name is Hoon. I'm with Citizens. I am the GM and team manager of the team. So I basically book their scrims for them, find ringers if needed, trials for staff, the whole shebang. I usually, one of the biggest roles I do is mainly checking up on my players, making sure they have a good mentality, make sure they're in the best place possible for them to succeed, and also check up on my staff, my amazing staff, all that stuff.
Fantastic. Obviously got to be a very crucial role in terms of team mentality. Speaking of which, what was kind of the team mentality going into this? This is something me and Shy Guy are talking about being a very exciting match to kind of go into watching here. How is your team feeling about it?
They're feeling really good, like really pumped. They're very hyper about it, very energetic about it. Like they're ready to just show them like what's how it's done.
Fantastic. I certainly look forward to seeing it. Now, I like to ask this of a lot of coaches, owners, managers, what have you, but how do you guys kind of cultivate what is the attitude your team has cultivated? I know there's a lot of teams who are very, focused on, results, or there's a lot of teams who are like team play or companionship oriented. How would you define your team in that kind of spectrum?
I believe with this team particularly, like we're all really close. We're like one big like family, one really close. We're always together in VC. We always really get along together with it. But of course, in this in tier 3, the results always show really best. And I feel like with their mentality, they have that kind of an attitude that they just want to grind. They want to always ask questions about what they can improve on. Everything is always going to be great for them, and they just want to succeed with it.
That's fantastic. Now, kind of digging into that a little bit, do you think that attitude is helpful to being resistant against tilt, or against, I guess, having an angering moment that kind of ruins the game?
Of course, in every kind of scenario, there's going to be places when you'll get tilted and you'll be really like angry, or you'll be like really kind of have to get into that mindset of next fight or next game mentality, next map. And I feel like they really are improving on their like attitude on that, and they're very like tilt proof in that sense, where one play will go bad, but then they'll pick it up in the next fight, and then they'll pick up the next fight, and they'll just run with it.
Fantastic. Hopefully looking forward to seeing a little bit of that as we move forward. I think we are about ready to get these teams going. Shy Guys, did you have any last words for Hoon before we let him go?
No, I think we just about covered it. I just want to wish you guys luck in the match and the rest of the tournament.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, well, thank you very much for hopping in here with us, Hoon. Now, with that being said, Shy Guy, we are going to be going on to Lijiang Tower to start, is what the looks of it is. What do you have anticipated here coming out?
I definitely think we could see quite a bit of Pharah on this map. Always a fantastic situation for Pharah, especially as we get onto Gardens and potentially Night Market as well. But as we go into this series, I'm just incredibly excited to get to see this new look Citizens roster for the first time, at least for myself. Team 2, we have already gotten to cast them in this tournament. We know what they can do. But Citizens is, it's an org that has been around for such a long time in Tier 3. They've been a mainstay of these tournaments, always placing very well. But a lot of the roster that I was kind of familiar with has kind of scattered to the winds. They've even got some players that have moved on up into contenders now. So like it's cool to see them kind of reloading here and to really get a first taste of what they can do.
Yeah, it's going to be very fascinating to see Citizens kind of Citizens version 2, 3, 4.0, whatever you like to consider them, moving forward here, going up against Team 2, who they themselves are not without some mystery cards in here. We know we received a little bit of word earlier that one of their support players, I believe that's going to be Magic Mateball, coming in is well, rather not going to be coming in, is actually going to be substituted out for the moment. So I think that might throw a wrench onto the side of Team 2, might give Citizens an opportunity to capitalize upon some perhaps miscoordination.
Yeah, I mean, and he was definitely a standout player for this team as they've been, progressing through this tournament so far. So that's definitely a blow to them. But I still have a lot of confidence in what the rest of this team can do. Especially when we look at the tank line. Devil, I think is one of the best that we've got in this tournament, along with PG1. I think they are a really solid duo, and I think with one of their mainstays out of the lineup, they'll kind of be leaning on that combo even more than usual.
Yeah, you certainly have to hope so. And as we look forward onto the map, we will be seeing that it will be Lijiang Night Market to start here. Don't want to speculate too much, as we are seeing some perhaps inaccurate picks coming in from the spawn room. I'm looking mostly at boat. Yeah, that Torb was not going to stick around for long, my friend.
No, indeed it wasn't. I'm going to be curious to see what Zeus makes the swap to. I don't imagine the Symmetra is a legitimate pick here, just using the teleporter to get out of spawn, going back over the Reaper, and he'll rejoin his team as they make a rotation through the left side here, or at least some of their team does. Zeus looking for a bit of a flank, trying to be kind of sneaky right now, stay out of line of sight.
Yeah, right now the team's looking a little bit separated with Zeus off on that little far split. Wannabe trying to rain some rockets down as the side of Citizens is just trying to get located into the courtyard and into the point. Not really going to be finding too much success with those rotations, though, as those rockets will continue to lay in. Boy, going to be flipped rather quickly, but not a lot of kills, not even a lot of fighting going on right now, Shy Guy.
Citizens thought they were going to be able to rotate around the point and just kind of avoid the initial fight in the courtyard, try and get the drop on Team 2. It doesn't work out, but now they've lost their main tank as well. This is going to result in them just kind of delaying this push even further.
Yeah, and this is seeming really unfortunate for this side of Citizens, because they don't really seem to have anybody to lock Wannabe down. They are committing Leo Cakes' shield to pushing that far out of the sky, but it's not quite finding anything just yet, and we still see Zeus creeping around in the back, has gotten almost no damage done on this Reaper, just hasn't been able to close that gap quite yet. But now the push is coming in, the Maywall, to stop a lot of enemies from moving backwards on the point. Wannabe going to be going for the Rocket Barrage, getting two, however, does get stunned by the Accretion Rock. And with that, Wannabe still managing to get those kills. Nick finally getting one in the kill feed as well. That's going to spell the end of this push for Citizens.
Yeah, Citizens trying to play this very patiently right now, but all that has allowed so far is Wannabe to get kind of individual pickoffs and then build up to that first barrage. He shuts them down completely as they try to take their first team fight. So now they swap Leo Cakes over to the D.Va in an attempt to at least alleviate some of that pressure.
Yeah, and we saw this a lot yesterday with the D.Va going in, just trying to contest that far. We'll have to see what kind of value it can provide. Wannabe already getting half of their Rocket Barrage back online before the fight even really commits here. And in the entire meantime, Team 2 is just building up so heavily off of this. The window going to be activated from both sides. Ali and Squid going to both be dropping that. Boat dropping the Blizzard right onto point, locking down PG1. The counter Blizzard, but it might be a moment too late. Nick going to be dropping some icicles into Zeus as well. It may not have been, as teams are looking a little bit more stabilized right now. Devil dropping that supercharger, not quite sure that was necessary, but they're going to commit it either way. The point finally gets flipped over to Citizens, and suddenly they're in a 0-99 situation.
Yeah, at least they do get the engagement that they were finally looking for. The setup for Boat for his Blizzard is pretty spot on there with Korean Snacks getting a nice halt to really enable that ultimate. So they execute once they finally are able to get into a team fight. They get what they're looking for. It just might have been a little too late. They've got to hold on for the entire rest of this point.
That certainly seems to be the case, and a very aggressive move forward by Korean Snack. The Immortality Field comes out, but is almost immediately burned down. The tank's trying so hard to keep that Baptiste from dropping right now, but Korean Snack does not seem to let up. Even drops the Supercharger. Rocket's trying to come in, so does the Grab Flux. Gonna be end up demeching Leo Cakes, and right now things looking perhaps a bit too aggressive from the side of Team 2, or excuse me, from the side of Citizens. Boat going to be dropping that Blizzard. Does end up getting a couple of kills, but the point is going to flip over to Team 2. That Pharmacy on point, a headshot with the Icicle onto that Mercy. Not going to be enough from Boat. It's just going to be a little bit of control coming out from Wannabe and company. And with that, the Zeus going to be dropping the Death Blossom, trying to make things happen, just only going to be taking out Wannabe instead. And right now, despite having a little bit of a man lead for a moment, Citizens going to be able to reclaim against the side of Team 2.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with what Squid was able to do in that fight, staying alive as they were trying to keep the overtime going, trying to stay in this fight. He buys enough time for the rest of his team to get back in there. They have the ultimates to turn the fight on its head, so they hang on at least for a little while longer, and they bleed out a lot of resources from Team 2 as well.
Yeah, and already we're seeing that Mei wall separate that Sigma as well as the opposing the opposing Mei. You're gonna get burned down rather quickly. Both Immort Fields down for the Baptistes, but now we're seeing Citizens start to step on the forward foot, push up really aggressively. Ali getting taken down by Zeus with that Reaper. The Hellfire shotguns equally as efficient against medics as it is on tanks, and then quickly following up with a kill on the Devil.
And now we're seeing the composition for Citizens really come online. They've got this Reaper in play as well as the Mei, so they just want to be barreling straight into those 4 members of Team 2, you know, kind of ignore the Far Mercy off to the side and fight out of line of sight.
Yeah, absolutely. The Valk going to be popped by CJ, and the Baptiste sectioned off by the wall right now. Mercio dropping that beat does not get the most capitalization out of it. The point going to be flipping, however, it didn't look like they were quite aware that the Pharah was on the back lines, ready to turn that fight around. PG1 caught in the back. Zeus managing to clean up before the rest of the team can go and reinforce the point. The Mercy alone on the point right now, trying their best to stall out, keep that point locked down for as much as possible. Point's going to flip over back to Citizens, and the overtime clock's going to tick down.
It was a massive gamble that Citizens took there to give up the back cap and try and win the fight at the choke point, but it pays off beautifully. They're able to get back and avoid the C9 to lose the first point, and that is such an impressive turnaround there to start off as poorly as they did and to flip things around. I'm very happy with what we're seeing from Citizens so far.
Yeah, right now Citizens looking to be taking the lead seat here, the first horse going into Command Center. And with that, we're seeing a little bit of change up in the tank mindsets of both these teams. We're going to be seeing the Reinhardt Orisa. What do you think about that, Shy Guy?
I definitely think it makes a lot of sense here on Control Center. You've got, you know, such a classic kind of Reinhardt map here where you can get into these close quarters, you can swing that hammer through for all kinds of cleave damage, and we're just going to get the mirror comps on both sides with the Reaper and Mei as the DPS duo as well.
Yeah, Ori Halt's going to be coming in here, still trying to combo with the Orion Fire Strikes combo with their complementary tank. And right now it's going to be an early point presence by Citizens. Both Ryan's kind of swinging for the fence. They're going to have to be very cautious of their shield damage. As we can see, it looked like Leo Cakes was taking a bit of damage, but not as much as Devil, who gets brought down by a swing of the hammer. Squid cleaning up Nick. Things are looking so great for the side of Citizens. They needed to take this early advantage, locking down that Lucio, not allowing him to do those stall tactics that Lucios are so notorious for. With that, they get first capture.
And taking that position on the point, like you mentioned, is what allows them to win this first fight. They get to kind of control the choke point, and the wall from Boat is really what sets that fight up for them to get really aggressive and take the first capture.
Yeah, and it's going to be Wannabe just kind of walking through the point without much bother. Nobody really bothering to focus him down. The window going to be coming out from the Baptiste. Then the Blizzard in response from Nick. Finally, we're going to be seeing the side of Wannabe pop out of the woodworks, but Nick's Blizzard doing enough work on its own. With that, a rather aggressive team kill coming through.
Yeah, and that's the downside of kind of holding up that choke. They were trying to build up Boat to Blizzard of his own. He's just now getting there as he was in the spawn room, so they'll at least have that tool as they come back in here, but it just didn't come online quite in time.
Yeah, the Maywall going to be coming up right in front of the BAP window, and it's going to be the side of Devil going for that Earth Shatter. Doesn't find anything. Devil getting brought dangerously low, but does have the Immortality Field to keep them up, courtesy of CJ. And the Orisa Supercharger now coming in, but they have to back up away from it, meaning that Korean Snack can just quickly focus it down. A 5-man sound barrier coming into effect to match from both sides. Ali going to be dropping theirs as well. Right now, neither kill coming in heavy. Zeus going to be the first to drop the Death Blossom. Wannabe, however, going to drop it second, get 3 kills off the back of it. The Immortality Field going to be coming up from Squid not soon enough, as the rest of this fight seems to be lost for the side of Citizen.
That was a chaotic fight, and it really comes down to those 2 Death Blossom towards the tail end. Wannabe drops his, in the perfect position, right in the back line of Citizens, and Zeus unfortunately throws a lot of his damage right into that Reinhardt shield. It allows Team 2 to hang on just barely through that fight.
Yeah, it certainly will, and with that, we can hear the sound of the Supercharger popping online. Korean's not going to be using this as an engage. Zeus going to be taking down that Immortality Field rather quickly. Might be causing the side of Team 2 to have to play a little bit more cautiously, but nope, they're going to open up with the window of their own. CJ taking down Leo Cakes. Both tanks now down for the side of the Citizens, and with that, it's just a little bit of stall out. They're going to want to build up this point progress as much as possible. We're going to see Mercio just hovering around point, trying to be a nuisance, trying to be a pest. Gets locked down, however, and brought to their knees.
And now as we head into what could be kind of the decisive fight here on Control Center, Team 2 going to continue to have a plethora of ultimates at their disposal. They got the Blizzard, the Earth Shatter, that Supercharger as well. They are looking really good.
They certainly are, and we're going to hear that initiation come in with the Blizzard. Nick dropping it right in the middle of the team, but they're going to not be able to capitalize upon it thanks to the Mei Ice Wall, as well as the Baptiste window that just allows a ton of damage to be focused in. Earth Shatter coming in only lands onto Leo Cakes. Zook's going to be dropping that Death Blossom, taking down Ali. Right now, things are looking good for the side of Citizens. They just need to make it on the point. 4 seconds left. They will have no problem doing it. Rather, Mercio will have no problem making it on the point. And the fight just needs to be cleaned up. Now, Korean Snack taken down by PG1 is certainly a good start. Mercio getting the punch onto CJ right now. And with this point is going to flip over to the side of Citizens.
Yeah, Team 2 got a little bit over eager with that fight, trying to, be proactive in using those ultimates, using the tools they had at their disposal, but they just don't get enough value out of them. The Shatter only hitting 1, the Blizzard not securing any kills is pretty rough for them. So now they are behind the 8 ball as they try to push back in here for what is probably the final fight of the map.
Yeah, look to be keeping an eye on Boat, who drops that Mei Blizzard right into an Orisa grab. The Immortality Field getting torn down almost immediately. Sound Barrier coming in to respond not a second too soon, because Wannabe drops that Death Blossom, try to pry that damage into the team. Not really going to be looking for it, though. Ali trying to do some stall, not going to be able to find it.
Okay, and Team 2 having to back off a little bit. They're going to probably be able to get in here for the overtime push. Devil is on the Wrecking Ball to get in here and trigger that, but he's going to be frozen up immediately.
Yeah, an unfortunate spot for that Wrecking Ball, unable to contest. Squid going on a 3-man kill streak. You like to see that from your Baptiste, unless you're a DPS player. That is, make it a 4th as they take down PG1 and Nick. Good lord, the Baptiste really cleaning up there. Overtime going to tick down.
Yeah, the Baptiste drops down the Amp Matrix. They had the Supercharger in play as well, and you just melt people when that combo is on your side. So things working out very well for Citizens as they show a lot of toughness here on map 1. Several times things were not looking good for them. They were in dire straits, but they managed to keep their cool, maintain composure, and they come away with the map victory here on Lijiang.
Yeah, overall a very good turnaround from, like you mentioned, the beginning of Night Market that we saw coming out. So they're going to be put in a very favorable spot to kind of move forward here. As we know, it will be the first team to 3 going to be taking it. So that being said, they've only got a handful more rounds to win before they get to continue on here through the main bracket. Neither of these teams in risk of immediate elimination, but they will be pushed down to the losers bracket, which is never really a situation anybody wants to be in.
Yeah, I mean, a win here is very, very big, though, because it not only it gets you a spot in that upper bracket final, and you're 1 win away from the grand finals at that point, but you get to avoid, if you win here, you get to avoid an entire extra round of games that's happening in the lower bracket. So that's a big incentive for these teams. It really is going to be a massive impact on this tournament. And I think both of these teams have come ready to play tonight. We've got a very close matchup on our hands so far, and that's what we love to see. These teams have both been tested so far in this tournament, so I don't think by any means that Team 2 is kind of licking their wounds and feeling down about this. They are ready to try and make a comeback, because we've already seen both these teams take 5-map series, so I think we're in for another extended battle here.
Yeah, one way I like to describe these kinds of expected fights is just slobber knockers. We're going to see these two teams brawling it out, full force, teeth, claw, nail, whatever they have to use. I'm sure they're going to be bringing it out here. It looks like Citizen's going to be going for the ban onto Rialto. Eichenwald might be the call here from Team 2. It looks like, in fact, it will be. And before we do go into Eichenwald, I want to remind you folks at home that on top of our usual social media endorsements that we like to encourage you folks, the Twitch, the Twitter, we do have open signups for next month's Overwatch All-Stars Brawl number 5. So if you're looking for that, be sure to hop into that Discord, hit us up. We'll be sure to get you signed up and get you on your way. That being said, Shy Guy, as I mentioned, Eichenwald coming in here. What do you think?
This is going to be really interesting. This is the first time I've gotten to see Eichenwald in this tournament so far, so I don't know necessarily if anything kind of unique is coming out in terms of the strategies. Of course, this is a map where you could potentially break out something like a Bastion on the defense if you're really feeling cheeky. We've definitely seen teams run that with a lot of success in the past. You compare that with a Pharah, I think it would make some serious sense for the side of Team 2 especially, but we'll just have to wait and see for those hero picks in just a moment. But I would imagine we're probably still going to be seeing kind of more standard compositions. I would expect the Mei to be in play once again. Perhaps some Hanzo this time around, though. I was surprised we didn't see Hanzo at all on Lijiang Tower, and that might be a first in this tournament.
It certainly was refreshing, if I'm speaking freely of my own opinion. But that being said, I do agree. We think Hanzo is quite possible here. We are going to be seeing in 5 seconds as those rosters unlock, and the defensive team will be rushing to the point.
Okay, indeed, there it is. Zeus going to be breaking it out, but Boat picking up the Pharah this time around. They didn't really, they didn't choose to do that on Lijiang Tower, but here on the defense of Eichenwald, they do want to go for kind of a pokier composition as they set up on the defense.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to get those long-range projectile heroes in here, just getting that long-range capability like you mentioned. Looks like can't glean too much from the offense quite yet, but Wannabe probably not likely to be on this far, or Widow yet. Instead, going to be switching to that far, which means we might be seeing some dogfighting coming in here. Look forward to it.
You definitely love to see it, and this is a great location for it. Fighting around this central tower on Eichenwald is always one of the best places for those Pharah battles. A lot of cover you can take, but definitely opportunities for Wannabe to really make his mark, and there it is.
Yeah, Wannabe going to be making a very early and impactful mark. Not going to quite be having the res. However, it will be both of the Pharahs going down. CJ going to be trying to perhaps recover. Zeus, however, has them locked down, claims the mercy with the shots by the arrow. Meanwhile, in the ground fight, it looks like the side of Team 2 having to back up now that they don't have that aerial support.
Yeah, it was an excellent start. I mean, exactly what you wanted out of Wannabe, but he falls, unfortunately, not in a position where CJ can get the res off, so they'll have to reset. Try this one again, but, winning that early duel in the Pharah battle, it gives you some confidence going forward as Wannabe. You really feel like you can take this 1v1.
It certainly does. Zeus getting brought dangerously low, then cleaned up by Ali. A lot of damage coming in from these Baptistes today. And right now, both immortality fields going down and being brought down promptly in both fashions. Both tanks going to now be down for the side of Team 2. Things were looking a little bit favorable for them at the very beginning of this, but Boat really helping to secure this. Leo Cakes cleaning up on Nick. And with that, it's just going to be looking like it's Wannabe who gets away.
Yeah, he gets rezzed up, but CJ dying in the process. Wannabe probably wants that barrage back. If he doesn't go down there, they definitely have a chance to turn that fight around. But as soon as he is out of the fight, they really don't have any possibility of bringing it back. So they'll reset once again and try to make their way back through the choke, using that Mei wall for a little bit of cover.
Yeah, Boat going to be having this rocket barrage. We'll see if they utilize it. The Hanzo arrows, or the Hanzo dragons going out, not going to be finding too much. PG1 getting brought dangerously low, but doesn't end up falling because of it. Boat getting dropped despite the Valk coming out from Squid. That's a good opening for the side of Team 2 right now. They're going to be moving forward. The halt goes on to the Mei, played by Nick. He has to go into that cryo freeze form now. Wannabe getting brought down. The grips, the Sig grab flux coming in from PG1. Looking to get some value there. Not quite able to find any kills. Mercio seems to have that immortality field in their pocket ready to use. Now the return grab coming in. PG1 gets focused down in the middle of the air. And Boat dropping the rocket barrage, going to be claiming 2 lives plus 2 deployables. Not too bad. We just have a 1 Nick on point. Make that Nick's the Nick on point. And right now, they got a little bit of progress, 55.1%, but not the full cap.
No, not what they were really looking for, and so far Zeus has just been a menace on this Hanzo. He's not lighting up the kill feed necessarily, but he is keeping Wannabe at bay, and multiple times he's been able to deal with the Pharah after Wannabe wins that duel, so he's really keeping his team in these fights.
Certainly is. Mercio going to be falling very early thanks to the Ori win, or the VAP window rather, brought in from the side of Team 2. And with that, Wannabe dropping the rocket barrage onto Boat, going to be finding massive success with it in that instance. The Mercy looking a little bit lost. Squid not really sure where they want to go. Instead, going to be brought down by the opponent in CJ. And with this, it's looking like finally the side of Team 2 is going to make some headway.
Okay, after several hotly contested fights, finally Team 2 break through on Eichenwald, get the point that they're waiting for, but it took a lot of time for them to do it. Citizens ultimately gonna be pretty happy with how that defense turns out, as now they get to reset, retake control of this high ground, and set up for the ensuing fights.
Yeah, we're going to see Nick swap onto the Hanzo, perhaps trying to get that range Mei. Not quite so versatile here on Street's phase. The Dragon's going to be coming out rather early before the fight even truly engages. And Zeus not able to really capitalize upon that, nor is any of their other team. Doesn't really split up a whole lot. The Sigma accretion coming out from the side of PG1 doesn't seem to find too much either. The halt accretion trying to come out from the side of Citizens. They don't find anything either. Now the teams are pretty much holding this upwards corner, trying to just do the damage they need, hold this basis that they need. Squid taking down CJ, some Pharah v Pharah. The Mercy absolutely lifting that pharmacy combo as you need. Zeus going to be claiming a couple with the arrows, and just like that, it looks like the offense has been stopped for the time being.
Oh, what a hero play from Squid. Pops the Valkyrie, gets retribution for his Pharah falling in that fight, and then does one better. He even brings him back with the res, so just a massive individual play coming from a hero that you don't always expect it.
And Zeus landing 2 arrows into the body of CJ. That Mercy going down early is going to really limit that Pharah's flying capabilities for a moment.
I mean, it's going to completely halt this push from Team 2. They cannot proceed with a Pharah who has her wings clipped in that sense. So they'll just buy a little bit of time and now move in now that CJ is back in the fight.
Yeah, we keep trying to see these grab accretion combos coming through from Citizens. They just don't seem to have any purchase. PG1 seems to be ready on that shield, as ready as Wannabe is to kill their opposing pharmacy combo, really taking down that aerial force. The halt coming in, trying to lock down Wannabe, doesn't seem to want to connect. Wannabe being so resilient right now, and it just looks like the rest of Citizens got distracted by that aerial force.
Yeah, this dude is absolutely cracked when it comes to these Pharah duels. He is hitting mid-air rockets like it's absolutely nothing, and he has definitely been on the better side of a lot of these fights so far, having Boat's number, and he's going to continue to be a massive factor as the payload moves forward.
And truly will be. We're going to be seeing Citizens set up for a final hold on this long stretch of bridge. Neither team really wanting to kind of push forward too much onto the bridge. We're going to be seeing the Ori shield come out right behind these Baptiste immortality field. Vap immortality field in kind going to come out from Ali on the side of Team 2. Right now, no kills really coming in. The supercharger gets torn down. Korean Snack not really finding too much with it. PG1 taking down Leo Cakes before getting lifted up by the grab flux. There's not going to be too much contest coming in. Ali gets taken down, so does Wannabe. Things might turn around if they can get the numbers on point. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case, though.
Yeah, that fight was essentially a 4v4 for most of it, as the two farmers, he's just sitting back towards the attacker spawn in their little dogfight. No one quite able to secure the kill, but the front line of Team 2 comes out on top. Devil and PG1 really making the plays to get them through point B, and now they've got just over a minute to work with as they try to continue this momentum.
Yeah, and Boat going to be hopping onto the Junkrat, a character we don't see too often. Squid on that Zenyatta gets brought to their knees courtesy of the Hanzo Dragon. A lot of ults going in, but they're going to find Purchase. PG1 and Wannabe both finding at least one kill with it. The res going out onto Wannabe just to keep them alive and in this last fight, but it looks like it might not even matter. The cart stopping at literally 0-0. It's going to be pushed that final moment as round 1 comes to a completion.
Squid got out there to stop it from reaching the checkpoint so briefly, booped away, and that's all it took for Team 2 to finish the map. And given how slow they kind of were through the first 2 points, they've got to be extremely happy with 40 seconds left on the clock. That was a brilliant final fight. They used their ultimates to perfection, especially that gravitic flux from PG1, and they close out Eichenwald.
Yeah, it seemed like once Team 2 really cracked that first point, they had no problems just putting boots to the ground and continuing to move that cart. Excellently said. I can't disagree here on that point. But as we move forward, have about 10 seconds before these rosters revealed. I'm wondering if we're going to see the Pharah now from the side of Citizens on the offense.
I would imagine if you run on the defense, you probably run it on the offense as well. I'm wondering if Wannabe going to try to pick that one up again, although maybe it's going to be Nick this time around. An interesting swap in terms of the DPS, just kind of changing things up. I guess he's a little bit more comfortable on the sniper, and Nick more of a pure projectile player, but I kind of question taking Wannabe off the Pharah. He was having himself a game so far.
Yeah, I liked Wannabe on the Pharah. I would imagine that seeing that performance, they have a plan. If Nick is on the Pharah now, Wannabe might be as equally strong a Hanzo. You're gonna have to see here as the gates open up in about 3 seconds.
Definitely, we're just going to have the mirror matches here in terms, or all across the board, and it's just going to come down to execution. Who can find these all-important picks? Who can deny the reses? Who can find the value? And Nick off to a strong start.
Yeah, Nick going to be finding that first kill on to Zeus, really getting that value early on into the fight as well, building up quite a bit of ult charge as well, if you don't mind. That being said, now it's looking like the side of Team 2 being a little hesitant. They don't want to take too hard of an engage. Not too surprising since a lot of this seems to be focused around the Pharah. Wannabe taking down Boat, however, not looking great for the offense. They keep losing these members one by one.
Yeah, they had Boat in kind of the back line trying to find an angle to lay in some damage, but as soon as Citizens has to back off from their push, everybody can turn their attention to the Pharah, and they deal with him pretty easily.
Yeah, certainly. The halt coming in from the side of Devil just to perhaps slow a little bit, make the Pharah rockets a little bit easier to land. Not really too much shaking quite yet. Both these Pharahs trying to play around this pillar. It looks like Boat trying to play a little bit into the behind gate area. And right now we're going to be seeing Citizens take this opportunity to push up, get up onto the tower. And Leo Cake's absolutely going to be capitalizing upon that kill. Both of the pharmacy combos going to be going down. That means that Boat will have the opportunity to just reign supreme in the sky here. And it's going to be PG1 locked down on point, halted. Immortality Field going to be coming out to save them for a moment as well with their kinetic grasp. Want to be taken down by Squid. Squid refuses to not get kills in this game, Shy Guy.
No, he is out for blood so far, and it's working out quite well for them. I'm kind of wondering why the game plan there for Team 2 was putting so much emphasis on dealing with Boat. They had their Pharah and their Hanzo trying to chase down that kill, and in the meantime they just lost the frontline battle on the point, and it ends up costing them.
Yeah, Wannabe going to be switching onto this Widowmaker, might be looking for those nice tasty sniper shots. Not quite able to find anything yet as we hear CJ drop that amplification window. A lot of rockets going to be hitting the main tank, or the tanks of Team 2. However, they do use their abilities to mitigate that damage. They don't take too big of a drop since CJ is there to bail them out. Now the reverse window coming in, this time from Mercio, trying to get that value, and the kinetic grasp, the grab flux going to be coming in, trying to get some value, doesn't quite land on anybody in that instance. And right now it is looking a little bit timid from the side of Team 2. They are really posted up on the interior of this building. The res gonna be coming out from onto both snipers from Squid and Ali, and now both Farah is gonna be taken down as well. This fight is looking very bare bones and very scrappy right now. Shy Guy, what do you think?
It is breaking down quite a bit here, but it looks like Team 2 coming out on top. They're going to commit the Gravitic Flux to try and close it out. PG1 not finding any kills just yet, looking for more, but Zeus trying to turn it around.
Yeah, trying but not succeeding. Devil going to be halting them almost off the bridge. They have to use their mobility to get out. PG1 going to be doing some quick cleanup post de facto.
And now, you know, Team 2 get to stabilize a little bit. They get to reset on this defense, but they've still got a long way to go here. The cart making steady progress up to this point. Crucially, though, they do have an excellent ult economy. They're going to be quite a bit ahead in that regard. Really only the supercharger and those dragons available for the side of Citizens.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing Wannabe pop those sites, getting close to dropping Zeus, but Nick taking down Boat instead will be that Tracer removed from the game. Going in through Castle, we're going to be seeing Korean Snack utilize that Bongo coming in, and Nick going for the Rocket Barrage right on top of the opposing team. They're not going to get punished too severely. It is until the Rocket Barrage is dead, at least. And that being said, now it's just going to be an Ori Mercy trying to hold it down. And with that, Mercy takes a big rock from Leo Cakes, and the cart continues to move.
And I think it's just going to waltz right into point B here as Citizens on a roll so far. They finally finish it off. They almost just kind of leave the cart for a little while, open the door for Team 2 to get back in there, but no harm done, as now 3.5 minutes to finish this final point. They are on a roll right now.
Yeah, now we're going to be seeing a little bit more widespread swaps coming through from the side of Team 2, as we may have seen before. Now Wrecking Ball not going to be in play. PG1 going to be swapping back onto the Sig. As well, the Mei and Hanzo coming into effect. Both Baps dropping their windows. Koreans not getting walled off. However, they will be dropped with that impact. Going to be the Grab Flex coming out from Leo Cakes, looking to turn it around. Devil will be dropped while locked into the air. Swid right now surely trying to do something, but it will prove fruitless as the Mercy does bring back up Devil. And right now the Mei doing such a hard job of trying to get these walls up. Not going to be able to find many more kills off the back onto Citizens, but it will certainly be enough to drive away their offense.
Nick, so far, now that he's made this swap back to Mei, really having a huge impact. His wall not only cuts off the main tank, but, you know, cuts Korean Snack off from the gravitic, or from the immortality field, that allows them to secure that opening pick, and he continues to assert himself in these fights. They do give a little bit of ground as Citizens push in, though.
Yeah, we're going to be hearing that supercharger come out from Devil, but it looks like it was blocked off by the Mei wall. Leo Cake's going to be focusing down that immortality field, meaning the sound barrier has to come out from Squid, both immortality fields down, as well as the supercharger from Devil. We're seeing Wannabe take this high ground, not really able to do too much from it quite yet. Going to be taken down by Zeus, as well as the Lucio played by Squid. And right now, it's just a couple of tanks and the Baptiste on the point. The Mei going to be rolling back in for the defense, and it looks like the defense is going to be able to stabilize here, actually.
Indeed they will, with the spawn advantage. No real chance for Citizens to come out ahead in this fight. They got it off to a great start, getting really aggressive after swapping Zeus over to that Reaper. But once again, Nick and the tanks for Team 2 have come to play, and they are able to turn things around. And now they'll be able to come into this fight with quite a few ultimates at their disposal. That Grav Blizzard combo going to be massive and available for both teams, actually.
Yeah, the Mei wall from Boat going to be going up onto the high ground. Nick rather going to be dropping that Mei Blizzard, locking down a few members. The DPS separated from their tanks and support. Boat, however, using that positioning to take advantage and drop the Blizzard right onto a few members. It's going to be Wannabe frozen, taken down, Zeus collapsing on them, but the kills start to come through for the defensive Team 2 right now, and it's so back and forth that the kills need to happen quickly for the offense. Citizens side of Korean Snack going to be getting frozen, and with that, some dangerous focus fire coming in before they're finally finished off by PG1. Leo Cakes backing off before she too falls to the same fate.
And we're seeing the issue with these final points on a lot of maps is if you're not winning these fights decisively, you are not going to win them at all. It takes a clean team wipe to really be able to finish off those last few meters, and now it's going to have to happen in the final attempt here for Citizens. They swap Boat over to the Junkrat, once again, we saw it on the defense where it didn't work out so well. Maybe he can make it work on the attack.
Well, they will certainly have to hope, so will not perhaps have enough time to get a tire. At least not without some serious damage coming through from Boat. This high ground just being absolutely possessed by the side of Team 2. And we're seeing the May come in just ready to section off anybody who pokes in past that wall line of sight. The Transcendence going to be coming in from Ali, keeping everybody up. Devil taking down Korean Snack. No main tank for the side of the offense. And right now the defense looking so good. CJ frying in that damage with that Baptiste. You like to see it if you're on their team. Squid taking down to CJ and Ali, but it will not seem to be enough. Going to be the last moment contest from Mercio, maybe by Korean Snack as well, will in fact get there on the Wrecking Ball. Devil doing an absolute job of locking down the opponents before them, will certainly do a job locking down now.
Okay, the goal line stand comes through for Team 2 as they even it up on map 2, 1-1 here. They tie it up, they answer back, and I gotta say, I think I was right. We are in for a heck of a series here.
Yeah, we are now going to be tied. Overall, looking like a very good game, a good series in general ahead of us for tonight. Only looking forward to it even more and more as we go on.
Oh my god, getting to watch that play of the game from Squid in first person is just absolutely beautiful. The proactive plays coming out from the Mercy for Citizens, really impressive and a joy to watch, but it's not enough to lift them to the win on Eichenwald. So now we will move forward in the series. This time around, Citizens going to get to choose the map. So I'm very interested to see where they want us to go after this. They've the Pharah, I think, has been something that Team 2 wants to kind of lean on as much as possible. Mm-hmm. So if I'm Citizens, I'm trying to take us in a different direction.
Yes, it will be up to Team 2 to ban a map, so they may ban things that are the least Pharah friendly, or just ban anything that you can't conceivably run a Pharah on. That being said, Citizens do have the option here. Of course, we did just run a hybrid map, so we will not be seeing the other few hybrid maps coming in. That would be Kings Row and Hollywood. We do have the option of, we still have Watchpoint Gibraltar on for the escort. We have a couple of control maps as well as assault coming in the form of Temple and Volskaya. Looks like Busan, however, going to be the widely decided banned map from Team 2.
Okay, if I'm Citizens here, I want to go to Kings Row, but you can't go to Kings Row, so never mind. Forget everything I just said. Unfortunately, hybrid not available to them, as you astutely just pointed out. But we'll just have to see where they do want to take us. Temple of Anubis, a decent option. Rialto, another excellent Pharah map for Team 2. So they probably want to avoid those picks in my mind, but we'll just have to see what their choice is going to be.
Yeah, I certainly think we will. And Citizens kind of picking up on this earlier. Rialto actually got banned in the first round of map picks right before Eichenwald got selected. So right now it is on Citizens. They're kind of taking their time, thinking over it. They definitely want to make the right decision here. This is perhaps the toughest opponent they've faced so far, so they're definitely putting their thoughts into it.
No, I definitely think that's the case, and they're not taking this lightly. That's for sure. And you've had an entertaining 2 maps so far in this series, so I'm so excited to see where we go from here. Indeed, it's going to be Hanamura, which I think is a pretty solid pick here for Citizens. Not necessarily going to be the easiest place for a Pharah to get value, but it's not necessarily a done deal by any means. They'll still have to deal with Wannabe and Nick no matter what they play. We know those two are going to be effective.
Yeah, and it looks like we will be seeing a side swap as well. Team 2 electing, of course, as you might expect at this point, to go on to defense. Defense, the more preferable starting side, I think, in every game.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless you have kind of a specific reason that you want to start on attack, and there are definitely certain times where that's preferable, but almost universally the defense going to be the choice for most teams. So we'll be getting underway in Hanamura in just a moment.
Yeah, and we are going to be seeing a brief pause, so we have a little bit of time to promote the server while I'm at it. We do have a Discord open if you want to keep up to date with all these Star Esports happenings. Be sure and join the Discord. I'm sure that the text bot is dropping the links every once in a while in chat. With that being said, we also have a Twitch, which you're on right now, obviously, and Twitter. So be sure to follow us on there as well. As the pause comes offline, we are ready to roll back in to Hanamura.
And while we're plugging things, let's go ahead and not forget to mention the MVP poll that you can find right underneath the stream. After the series is over, we will have the Viewer's Choice MVP joining us for a little bit of a post-match interview. So if you've got anyone in this series that is really impressing you, or just someone that you want to see us get the chance to talk to, then go ahead and give them a vote right down there.
Yeah, certainly let us know who you think is popping off. 10 seconds before the map starts. This might reveal a whole new list of MVPs moving forward, Shy Guy.
Now, I mean, there are so many good options so far in this series. Squid has been on fire as a support player. Wannabe really impressing me so far with pretty much any DPS that he's been playing, and this is going to be hotly contested. I don't know how the viewers are going to make a choice, and I'm just thankful that I don't have to be the one to do it.
That's very true, and surprisingly, right now, not sure how locked in Citizens are to this composition, but Boat on the Pharah seems a little peculiar. Not the team I would have expected to run the Pharah here.
Yeah, but I mean, they showed that they can be effective with it, and especially now that he doesn't have to worry about that Pharah v Pharah battle, I kind of do like the pick here for the side of Citizens. He's going to be kind of unfettered up in the sky, able to rain in rockets from afar. He's really just going to have to worry about Wannabe and Nick trying to deal with him with those projectiles.
Certainly going to be the case. The accretion coming in, locking down only Leo Cakes, who takes the Discord Orb. Not going to be focused down too heavily, though. Not even an accretion rock to hit them with. And right now, taking it a little bit slow. Boat getting brought dangerously low, so they may not be looking to take a full engage until that Pharah is fully healed. The Fortify coming out from Devil on that Orisa, letting them face tank a little bit more damage than you might expect. And already the rotations have come in from the side of Citizens. Kills going back and forth, CJ dropping as well as Zeus. Wannabe, however, continues to clean up, taking down the Pharmacy combo right now. Wannabe looking so good on this defense. And right now, it looks like they're going to be doing enough to hold it.
He just goes and takes control of the high ground. And is he going to get the clean sweep here? He's just got to finish off Leo Cake's. Not going to happen. PG1 steals the team kill away from Wannabe, but I think they'll still be pretty happy with how that first defense turns out.
Yeah, Wannabe already going to be having a dragon online. Might be looking to use it here in the next fight, Shy Guy.
No, definitely will be unloading that, and something that team or that Citizens needs to be wary of as they move through this choke point. So far, Wannabe just having a massive impact on the series, and there's the dragons. They're going to back off and just bide their time right now.
Yeah, the Immortality Field has to come out in less than ideal positioning to cover the entirety of the side of Citizens, but it will prevent them all from dropping. No more dragons to have to worry about from Wannabe. Mercio having that window up as well. We'll see if they use it. CJ not quite having it to match. And it looks like right now we're seeing, again, a little bit of hesitance come out from Citizens. They're just really taking their time on these rotations. And now the window comes out, but in response, we're going to be seeing Nick drop that window, or drop the Maywall right up in front of it, preventing all that damage, all that increased healing from coming in. And as soon as that Maywall goes away, it looks like Citizens can have a little bit more of a free run to point, not an immediate contest. Boat has that Rocket Barrage, might be looking to drop it onto the team as soon as that Immortality Field goes. And there it is. In fact, they are going to be dropping it, taking down Nick, taking down Devil. However, CJ has their number, going to be taking them down with a couple of bullets from the Baptiste weapon. And despite what was looking like a powerful start, Team 2 is going to be not able, or is going to be able to lock it down.
An excellent response there from Team 2, as Boat did his job in that fight. He pushed Wannabe away from the high ground, bought his team some time to get through the choke and drop the barrage, but the rest of Team 2 just there with the answers, the transcendence to keep everyone alive, the gravitic flux to close out those kills, and they hang on to this defense.
Yeah, and with that sound, we're going to hear Supercharger come out from Korean Snacks. The Blizzard in response from the side of Nick, who gets brought dangerously low from, saved by that Immortality Field. CJ's Immortality Field does get torn out of the sky, and now it shall be Devil's turn to operate that Supercharger. not able to find too many kills off the back of it quite yet, but it's still up, not being torn down. And now the kills are starting to come through. Nick and PG1 taking down Mercio and Zeus. A lot of damage, a lot of healing gone from this fight. And with that, it looks even questionable if the side of Citizens are going to be able to get anybody on point this push.
No, they definitely will not be, and they tried to get really aggressive and take advantage of the fact that their spawns allowed them to get back to the point as 6 very quickly, but the blizzard from Nick really delayed things, forced them into an awkward fight, and they had to commit a lot of resources to get out of there, and it just doesn't work out for them. Zeus, though, finding a big pickoff, taking out the Batista's massive here.
Yeah, something's going to have to happen, though. Somebody has to get on to point. There's only 4 seconds left. Boat and Squid taking that early drop before this fight was not the most ideal. No overtime to even go into round 1, going to be completed with 0% on the board for Citizen.
Okay, Team 2. That is something right there. I did not expect the full hold here on Hanamura. Yeah. We have not seen anything like that so far in these series. The teams have been fantastically evenly matched, but it really comes down to just excellent team play as well as the individual moments from Team 2. There want to be a monster on the Hanzo. Now I kind of understand why they maybe made the swap earlier on Eichenwald, where they put him on the Hanzo, Nick over on the Pharah. Yes. If you can get him on the Archer, I think that might just be where you want him all the time.
Yeah, certainly seeming to be the case. I don't think that that Team 2 really have anything to argue about as far as that first point hold goes. There was a couple times where it was looking a little bit sketchy, but they were able to stabilize, get the lid on top, and now they're ready to go on the offense.
Yeah, and now, I mean, a defense like that, it just fills you with so much confidence at this point. You can come into this, you can play really loose, you can build up to all 6 of your ultimates and then try to take one decisive fight. It really kind of frees you up to approach this in a very tactical way. So I really like Team 2's chances, but for Citizens, they've got to try and buckle down here. They've got to try and come up with an impressive defense of their own if they want to avoid finding themselves on match point.
Yeah, that is not going to be the best way they want to go, but we'll have to see how they can defend here. With this, we're going to be seeing the Hanzo come out wannabe on that as well. No surprise given what we've seen so far. Nick going to be on the Mei this time, however. And we are actually seeing a Zen come out from both sides. And a lot of amplification damage potential there. The Immortality Field coming out early from CJ. And right now, no kills coming out, but this amplification matrix does get taken down rather early. Did I say no kills? I meant absolutely exactly 1 kill. Only going to be taken down by Mercio. And right now, it's going to be PG1 on this Sigma. A little bit sectioned off, but it doesn't look like the rest of Citizens are going to be able to collapse on him, or choose to collapse on him, rather. Locking him down in that hallway, just making sure his presence is always known.
But now he's up on this high ground with Wannabe in tow, who's now looking to take the duel with Zeus up on the high ground. He's going for it. He's got the better of him, and he takes him down.
Yeah, and PG1 actually just going to be dropping down from that high ground, rotating straight onto point, meaning that this fight is now taking place in all different directions right now, but that seems to be the best for Team 2. They're going to already have a massive numbers lead here. The Mei wall coming out just going to mean that Baptiste alone is on point, not quite able to lock it down, and the point's going to tick up.
And the dominant showing here from Team 2 as they close out Hanamura convincingly. Took them just, a couple of tries here on the attack, but they do so well here, and they take a commanding lead in this series. Now just need to win one of our final 2 maps to take this series.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking to get close towards the end here, but who knows, the opportunity is still strong for Citizens. We have seen them make some very strong plays coming out. They're just really going to have to try to shape up, especially if Hanamura is any indication.
Yeah, that is... as you talk about shape up there, they're probably a little bit shaken up after that map. I mean, that is as dominant of a win as you really get in a series like this, where these teams are evenly matched. These are both really, really talented teams, but to see Team 2 come out, like a team possessed there on Hanamura, that was something to see. And now they've got to be feeling very good about their position as we head into map 4.
Yeah, and map 4, of course, not yet determined. We will have our standard pick and ban phase and it's going to be up to Team 2 to ban. Citizens, on the other hand, going to be picking. And right now, I'm thinking, this is just a wild guess here, Shy Guy. I'm going to say Control. It's our next map type.
Okay, I could see that. I want to see Kings Row here for Citizens because they I think their best looks so far in the series have been when they've been able to get on the Reaper and get really aggressive and get right up in the face of Team 2. And I think Kings Row is probably their best option if that's going to be the strategy to try to bring them back. If we're going to Control, I would be pretty worried for them because that just leaves Oasis as their only choice in that way. So that opens the door for more Pharah play, which is something that Team 2 very comfortable with.
Yeah, and it looks like Kings Row actually going to be banned from the likes of Team 2, so no option there for Citizens. They might be left kind of scratching their heads, and the map pool's looking pretty thin here, Shy Guy.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, they don't have any of the assault maps to go back to. They can't take us to Rialto. They can't take us to Kings Row now. So, I mean, I could see something like a Hollywood, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see us go to Oasis like you were talking about. They're running out of options here. And, teams often seem to kind of fall back to those control maps as kind of the default.
Yeah, by my count, there are exactly 3 maps we can choose from. It's looking like it's going to be Oasis, Watchpoint, or Hollywood. I have the feeling it might be Hollywood, but I'm always a fan for Watchpoint Gibraltar. I like seeing a little bit more dive-inclined map. So personally hoping we get to see that. But in reality, I'm kind of expecting Hollywood. Maybe Oasis. Oasis has its moments where I think Citizens can really shine, but it's going to be a lot harder, especially with as much Pharah play as is enabled.
Yeah, I mean, Oasis will give them opportunities. It is a good Pharah map, but as you look at like University, that's going to be, I think, a great opportunity for Citizens. So they have at least one of those submaps where they feel really comfortable, and then at that point, all you got to do is kind of steal one of the other two from Team 2, and so I think that definitely makes a lot of sense. And indeed, Oasis is going to be the pick here for Citizens.
Yeah, certainly not the worst pick, I think, out of a lot of those, or out of those 3 maps, I suppose. I'm most looking forward to University. I always do, just because it's a very brawly sub-map coming out. So I'm hoping that we get to see that before either team takes it 2-0.
Yeah, and what I kind of want to see from Citizens here, even if Team 2 runs the Pharah, which I kind of anticipate at least on City Center and Gardens for the most part. Like I expect the Pharah to be in play. What I want Citizens to do is go back to the game plan that they had on Lijiang Tower, where they don't try to run a Pharah of their own. They don't try to take those dog fights up in the sky. They just run their game plan and try to win the fight on the ground, because so far I think that's been the one map that they were able to win so far tonight, and I think it's where they've had their best success. And trying to match Team 2 in that regard, I think is a little bit of a fool's errand here.
Yeah, it's. I imagine it would be very difficult to match a specialist on their role. I'm saying Pharah specialist just because you don't see Pharah that much, or at least like historically, Pharah's not been a mainstream character. But either way, I don't think it's something that would have been as strongly practiced from the side of Citizens as it seems to be for Team 2. So I certainly agree with you on that one. I don't think you want to run that Pharah v Pharah. Instead, you want to just kind of focus on the ground war.
And I think their best opportunity for a win here is obviously going to be University. But then if you go over to Gardens, I think you can really get away with kind of running that Reaper once again if you want, and really ignoring the Pharah as much as possible. On City Center, that might be a little bit difficult, but yeah, we'll just have to see. It kind of depends the order of these maps that we get here. Indeed, University going to kick us off, and I think that is exactly what you were hoping for if you're Citizens.
Yeah, and it's certainly what you're hoping for if you're the caster Sir Waltham, because I love it. I'm a fan. I think that the Reaper has a decent opportunity to shine here as well, considering how claustrophobic the point can feel at times, despite having a giant hole in the middle of it. So overall, I'm looking forward to see what the decision is in terms of composition.
Yeah, my guess would be we're gonna see the Reaper May for Citizens and perhaps the Hanzo May for Team 2 here, continuing kind of in the same lines with the support lines and the tanks. The Orisa Sigma's not really going anywhere, despite what Citizens might want you to think with their spawn picks.
Yeah, and right now it looks like Wannabe going to be staying on that Pharah, looking like they might choose to run University in the skies, which is not the most common play we see on University.
No, definitely not. And actually, Leo King's going back to that Reinhardt. We saw this earlier tonight on Control Center on Lijiang Tower, and it was really good for the side of Citizens, and indeed that Reaper going to be making an appearance as well. So they are right back in their comfort zone.
Yeah, worth noting that Citizens is going to be opting for Mercio on the Lucio, so they will have that speed boost, able to get that positioning much earlier, but Wannabe going to be okay with that as they just funnel rockets into that small room, getting up quite a bit of ult charge and damage into the fight. Both Immortality Fields going to be taken down. However, it will be Zeus who finds that first purchase. PG1 dropping, opens up this fight. Boat continuing to clean up on some of those kills, and Wannabe getting shot out by a little bit of bird shot from Zeus's Hellfire shotguns getting taken out of the sky.
There you see the power of that Lucio pick. Having the speed boost when the other team doesn't mean that you get to dictate the terms of the fight. You get to take the fight whenever you want it just by speeding straight into the enemy team. It's exactly what they do. They get the Reaper nice up close and personal, and they do enough damage to deal with the defense from Team 2.
They really will be. Wannabe catching Boat off guard, hitting him with the concussion blast, knocking them off the map as that Baptiste window from Squid opens up. Not quite able to find the necessary healing, and it's going to be Squid and Mercio both pulled into the pit, both able to get out rather quickly, but maybe not quick enough to heal the rest of their team. Devil and PG1 putting the team on their back in this fight, really closing out those kills. Wannabe not one to be left out of the fight, going to be cleaning up Squid. Mercio soon to fall, and 42% is going to be the flip.
Yeah, that's an excellent comeback there for Team 2 as they retake control. And now this is where the Pharah gets very deadly, as she just gets to kind of lay in rockets from long range. Boat, what a shot!
Yeah, maybe no more deadly than a little bit of ice. Rain and hail can affect most flights if you don't know. Oh, the the blizzard getting eaten by Leo Cakes coming in from Nick. The Sigma not even going to be finding the eats on ultimates there. And a quick flip back over for Citizens. Leo Cakes cleaning up.
Yeah, so impressive there from Boat, getting the all-important opening pick and then dropping the Blizzard to really secure that fight. Now they get to once again settle in on this defense with Zeus kind of waiting in the wings, waiting for an opportunity to collapse onto some unsuspecting prey.
Yeah, and PG1 going to be put in a very dangerous position. Gonna be popping that grab flux, but gets brought down in the middle of it. Nobody dropping from the side of Citizens right now. That is until Korean Snack gets pushed up on Mercio, also going to be falling. But it looks like Zeus taking down Ali is going to be the last opportunity for anybody to get some immediate progress on the point. Its progress continues to tick up as Zeus trying to play into these tanks is exactly what this Reaper wants to do. Using those Hellfire shotguns to maximum effect, buying enough time for Mercio to get in there would be a little bit of a hassle. Mercio going to be the one to take down Devil. The supercharge now coming out from Korean Snack, and CJ applying that damage with the Baptiste as well. The Maywall coming in, the offense wasn't quick enough from the side of Team 2. They weren't quite able to get it in there. The Blizzard now coming in. This time it's going to be from the side of Nick. The lockdown not coming into too many members, but it will be enough to scatter the team, make them disrupted enough to finally get the point lost.
Yeah, they keep it going for at least a little while here, does Team 2, but they're going to have a difficult time ahead of them. Now, if you're your Citizens, you can just kind of wait a little bit. You can really play this patiently, wait for your opening, and take your opportunities when they come. You'll be building up to several ultimates in the near future. That Blizzard from Boat probably gonna be kind of the go signal for them.
Yeah, certainly we're gonna have to watch out for the rocket barrage from Wannabe. They do have it up and online for this fight. The Maywall coming out will not stop the tanks from getting through. The Rocket Barrage coming in, taking down a boat, but it will be a quick response from Leo Cakes and Squid, who quickly turn on the Pharah. The Diva Bomb coming in from over the top, not going to be landing, just hits a wall and stops. But the point does get flipped over to the side of Citizens. Even if they lose this fight, they are not losing progress to the side of Team 2. And now we're going to be seeing Nick come in on the Doomfist, trying to get the point as quick as possible, and it's just more stall coming out from the tanks. They really want to stay on this point as long as possible. Again, prevent that progress from ticking up for the side of Team 2.
Yeah, they will unfortunately be repelled, but that's going to be kind of okay here for the side of Team 2. They forced out a lot of resources from Citizens from Team 2 in that last fight. So Citizens going to be pretty feeling all right at this point. They've still got the Blizzard, still got that sound barrier, and they can get really aggressive off the back of those two ults.
They absolutely can. Leo Cake's going to be swapping off of the Diva, knowing that Reaper is going to be in effect. The Blizzard going in for the halt. A couple members getting frozen, 4 members getting frozen. Zeus dropping the Death Blossom with very little answer. Nick going to be trying to wind up for a big right click. Not going to be finding it. Overtime's finally going to tick down. And no, there's going to be a little bit of contest coming through from Wannabe. Not quite enough, though. And for the 3rd time, the overtime will tick down, but will succeed this time around.
Okay, see that is what I was talking about. Citizens just able to build up to enough of those ultimates to really engage properly. They speed boost straight into Team 2. They drop the sound barrier to deal with the gravitic flux, and then the Death Blossom plus the Blizzard is more than enough firepower to take down the remaining members of Team 2. So Citizens on the upswing here on Oasis. They seem to have put the troubles of Hanamura behind them a little bit and are now ready to play.
And that's absolutely what they have to do here. We're going to be seeing a brief pause come in. It looks like there was one member who just stepped away from the keyboards coming in from the side of Citizens. That being said, we will be moving on to our next map. Shy Guy, do you expect more Pharah coming out?
I wouldn't expect anything less, but crucially though, I like the look that we are now seeing from Team 2. They get to put Nick on the Pharah, which means Wannabe back on that Hanzo that has just been stellar all night. I questioned this swap earlier tonight, but I'm convinced at this point. Wannabe needs to be playing the Hanzo for them to be at their best, and he's going to be able to do quite a bit here on City Center. A lot more ground for this rush comp of Citizens to cover if they want to get right up in his face.
Yeah, truly a converted caster you are. We're going to be seeing once again Citizens take the positioning on the point immediately, but it looks like Team 2 going to be taking advantage of the high ground. Makes sense. Nick trying to funnel some rockets into the team. Wannabe, however, going to be the one to find benefit first. Mercio getting brought down. Taking some shots is Nick, but not going to be dropping too aggressively. The Immortality Field coming out. Not necessary, though, as no members were really focused down that hard. Both Immortality Fields going to be brought down to their knees. Zeus taking down PG1 as you would expect a good Reaper to. Leo Cakes and both getting brought dangerously low. It will be Leo Cakes to be getting demexed. Wannabe taken down by the Baptiste, and the fight looks to be going back and forth. Neither team really building up a whole lot of progress. Nick also building up a slow build onto that Rocket Barrage compared to what we've seen, especially on the likes of Eichenwald. And right now, Korean Snack trying their best to hold on. Not going to be enough.
No, definitely not. It's just the Diva remaining on the point. Will fall, and that's going to be the first cap going over to Team 2. Now that we're in a much more kind of open point, they seem to be back to their old selves, as Wannabe already building up to that first Dragon Strike here after the first fight.
Yeah, and Zeus is going to be having a tough time getting up to the tanks that have been playing on this high ground for so long without making himself increasingly evident, but we're going to be seeing it looks like Citizens trying to wrap around towards the elevator. They will be taking that route immediately onto the high ground, but it looks like Team 2 is going to answer with a full extraction off that high ground. And with that, we're seeing a lot of ults online, none being committed into this fight just yet. That, as I say that, we're going to be seeing the Dragons come online, not finding anything, but the Supercharger as well coming out. And then we're hearing the Blizzard come online as well with the Baptiste window. Boat and Squid both investing those ults. Wannabe getting Squid with the melee, the Strike Palm to the face, the Mercy Blade by Ali, trying to find some value, not going to be able to with that caduceus blaster.
Oh, and this time, Citizens are able to effectively close that gap. They go and kind of seize the high ground by rotating up through the jump pad, and that is all it really takes. Leo Cake's able to deal with Nick up in the sky, and they clean up on the ground from there.
Yeah, Leo Cakes will have the Diva Bomb to use for this fight. They might try to use it to separate the attacking team too. And with that, we're going to be seeing the engagement once again take a little bit of a head here. The Supercharger coming out from Korean Snack, the Grab Flux coming out from Sigma, but the Sound Barrier there to respond gets a full 6 members. Nick taking down both deployables. Not enough to take down some members though. Korean Snack doing their part to take down Devil. The Rocket Barrage coming in, but Leo Cake so quick to respond with that Diva Matrix, really knowing how to play against that Faretz.
And now Citizens, they just kind of get to hold at these choke points, and they have to force Team 2 to come into them, which is, you know, exactly where you don't want to be when the Reaper is on the other side. Zeus now with that Death Blossom, looking for an opportunity to drop it deep in the back line.
That is a painful cost to wannabe boat, just getting them with an icicle to the forehead. And we're actually seeing Nick swap off of the Pharah onto the Mei. And some good support coming through, some good peel from Leo Cakes coming onto boat, using that, knowing that as soon as they're getting halted, that Diva Matrix goes up and online. A Maywall coming out from Nick. A Diva Bomb going right into the side pocket alley, getting hit, lifted up, and bombed down by that Diva Bomb. Devil, the last one perhaps to fall on the offensive side. Team 2 going to be getting a full team wipe there.
They don't even really have to commit all that much. It's just the bomb from Leo Cakes, and now they're one fight away from evening up the series, forcing us to a map 5, and they've got the ultimates to do it. The Blizzard, the Death Blossom, and that Amp Matrix. This is going to be a tall task for Team 2.
It really will, but they certainly have the opportunity here. The Blizzard going in, the Death Blossom coming in, claiming 3. Looks like Zeus has tended to lock it down for this fight. Something massive needs to happen. Wannabe needs to get all the kills. That's not going to happen. The Reaper's going to die. Overtime's going to burn down, and we're going to have our winner here for this for the map of Oasis. Citizens making it an even 2-2 now.
Yeah, I guess, you know, Control is just their game mode at this point. So they have dominated so far on our 2 Control maps. A little bit of a different story elsewhere. So they're going to have to change that if they want to come out on top of this series, or at the very least they're going to have to get a tie on map number 5. But you know, this has just been a back and forth affair. Neither of these teams willing to give an inch, and I'm so ecstatic that we've gotten to see this match. It's been so entertaining.
Yeah, getting to partake of this potential 5-6 game match, maybe if we get a tie moving forward into our next map. We do have an assault map and Hollywood. Well, one of 2 assault maps and Hollywood on the chopping block. So potentially we're in the line for a couple more games. Still to be determined, however. But yes, I completely agree. Absolutely exciting to be seeing this game go forward with the intensity that both these teams are really bringing to the table.
Yeah, and you know, Citizens, I think they've kind of realized a little bit that they need to stop trying to mimic Team 2. They need to stop trying to go toe-to-toe with them in terms of playing those mirror compositions, playing the Mei Hanzo, for example. It's not really working out in their favor. But when they're playing their style, when they're able to kind of dictate the pace and get that aggression going for them, things are working out in their favor. So I want to keep to see them keep that up as we head into map 5.
Yeah, and it will be Gibraltar that gets banned. Apparently I missed that one a little bit earlier on. I don't know how. I'm always a fan of Gibraltar. I'm always rooting to see it. So maybe just a slight oversight on my part. But either way, now it is truly between Hollywood, Temple of Anubis, and Volskaya. So certainly some options coming out here. Shy Guy, do you have any predictions?
If I were Team 2, I'd be picking Volskaya at this point. That, I think, is the map where you've got kind of the most open space to work with. You've got the most opportunity to just let Wannabe go mad on the Hanzo and really try to kind of carry you like he did on Hanamura. So that would be my pick for them, but we'll just have to see where they want to take us.
Certainly gotta anticipate that as well. Even the teams kind of scratching their heads looking for what's in the map pool. It's getting to be a very shallow pool. So as I mentioned, Temple of Anubis, Volskaya Industries, and Hollywood up for grabs. Of course, if we do need to go into it, there is a tiebreaker map available. So that will certainly be on the table as well. Should we need it? Should we come to the end of this 5-map series at a complete draw?
Okay, well, looks like it's the pick is going to be Hollywood for
Mm.
Team 2. That's where they want to try and finish off this series. So a tie a little less likely considering we've got the payload in play, but still very much possible on this map. So we'll just have to see how this one plays out. But for Citizens, I don't think they're going to mind this pick. Temple of Anubis was probably where they would have preferred this go, but between Volskaya and Hollywood, I think this gives more opportunity for them if they want to try and kind of force that Reaper into play. Then I think this is the better of those two choices, at least.
Yeah, you gotta think so. And of course, we will be seeing the map side swaps. As Citizens gets to pick the map side, they will be flipping over to the defense, as has been pretty standard of any team that gets to select. And while we're getting these final moments settled, this is potentially our last map, folks. Don't forget to vote for that MVP in the bottom right of Twitch chat. Let us know what you think is popping off. We'll have them in for an interview after this, and I'm definitely going to be anxious to hear some of the thoughts coming from the players after this game.
Absolutely. And if you at home are loving what you're seeing so far and you think, hey, how can I be a part of this? Well, for one, you can follow us at all the normal places, Twitch, Twitter. You can come join us in the Discord, but you can also sign up now for the next All-Star Brawl. Number 5 is coming around next month. Signups are open right now. So if you've got a team or you've just got some friends that you want to get in on this action, you can definitely do that. Join us in the Discord, and maybe you could find yourself going up against Citizens or Team 2 next time around.
Yeah, certainly would be very exciting to see some new blood in here. As always, we got new teams coming in, so make sure you guys stay alerted. Make sure you're giving us those follows as well. If you're never able to catch these shows live, you can always catch them on YouTube. We are on YouTube, Star Esports. Definitely want to be catching those as well. I like going back and reviewing some of the massive plays that came through in these games. I don't always get to see them as a caster.
Yeah, I mean, and there have been plenty of massive plays here tonight. That last map really, in my mind, highlighted by Zeus coming in on that Reaper. His Death Blossoms were just immaculate the entire way through, as Citizens execute beautifully on their game plan. They're able to even things up, force us to this decisive map 5, and keep this series going. And I'm happy that is the case, because it just means we get to see more of these two teams go at it.
Yeah, I think that these two teams are so far the most competitive I've seen in the Overwatch All-Stars Brawl number 4 so far, or at least let me rephrase, the most competitive that I have casted. I don't think I've seen any 5-map series yet, so really excited to be here. And we are right now just waiting on I believe it's going to be the side of Citizens to have a one-person comeback. They stepped away for a brief moment in the interim.
Well, we're just waiting on everyone getting ready. We got to give the players a little bit of a break. It's been a long series here tonight, so can't expect everyone to be sitting at their computer for hours at a time, as they are looking like everybody's back and ready to go here. So we'll be getting into Hollywood in just a moment as we head into what could be our final map of the series.
Yeah, certainly sets to be looking that way, barring some impressive first point holds coming out from both of these teams. But as mentioned before, it will be Citizens on the defense, Team 2 on the attack. And all right, let's do the usual dance here, Shy Guy. What do you expect to see?
I would imagine it's the Pharah from the side of Team 2 once again. It didn't work out great for them on Oasis, but otherwise it's been a decent look for them, although not necessarily a must pick here on Hollywood. Not something that they feel, I would say, pressure to go to. For Citizens, though, it's got to be to stick with what's working. The Reaper has been fantastic. They put Leo Cakes on that Diva last time around to try and alleviate the pressure that Pharah brings to the table. And, you know, indeed, that is going to be the case, as they don't want to mess with the mojo right now.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be much harder for Citizens to kind of pick and choose their composition right now. The Leo Cakes can go on to that Diva, but if they switch up off the Pharah onto something like a Hanzo, the Mei already going to be in effect from Nick, so that Diva has a much longer walk back from spawn if she decides to change. We're going to have to see if they make that decision later into the fight, but the gates will be opening for the offense here immediately.
And so now, you know, this is going to be the first time, I believe, that we've seen Wannabe on this Pharah kind of unopposed. Every other time he was trying to go for those Pharah duels, but now he's going to be able to just lay up in the sky, raining in rockets, a terror. But never mind, Squid just able to deal with him immediately. They can't deny the res, but they get aggressive.
Yeah, unopposed certainly does not seem to be the correct word there. Wannabe definitely getting opposed just about by another Pharah. And the immortality field from Squid getting brought down. Wannabe already getting focused again. This Baptiste seems to just have that Pharah locked in, trying to burn them down. Ali gonna be taken down as well. No immort field, no healing coming in from the offense side. But Boat getting a little too aggressive, taken down in similar fashion. And right now that Mei trying their best to separate off Leo Cakes, but Leo Cakes not caught too far out from it. And now the fight's looking a little bit slower. Both teams taking a moment to kind of regroup here.
And I'm a little bit surprised that Team 2 didn't try to press their advantage, but they're just going to take their entry there. They're going to reset a little bit. They've gotten through the choke point. They've got control of the high ground, but Citizens trying to seize that back.
Yeah, Wannabe so dangerously close to that rocket barrage. They need to be, the defending team needs to be very careful on this high ground, especially if Leo Cakes gets demeched. They do not want to be losing that. Wannabe looking to set up for something, immediately going to be popping it. However, Squid turns on a dime, ready to take them down, and they take CJ down. No res coming in for the Pharah. No purchase in, no quarter at all given. And right now it's going to be the tanks, Mei, and the Baptiste pushing on to point for the offense. PG1 really cleaning up with that Sigma. And right now we're seeing Squid try to maintain that high ground, try to maintain some healing. And it looks like actually the defense is going to quite turn it around. That Pharah, the last one to come in, Wannabe maybe a moment too late.
Yeah, they weren't kind of keeping track of Zeus coming back off the respawn. He gets in there, he's disruptive, he buys enough time for Squid to get up on that high ground and lay in some additional damage. They turn it around, they keep this defense going, and Citizens looking quite strong so far.
Yeah, Citizens have not buckled yet. There is still a lot of ults on board with them. The Supercharger going to be coming out from the side of Devil, but the Mei wall responds immediately on top of it. The Blizzard going to be dropped in kind of in tandem with the opposing grab flux. It's going to be, however, PG1 having that shift ability, that kinetic grasp online, soaking up a lot of that dead blossom. Not all of it though, as Zeus continues to gun them down. Wannabe now trying to do a little bit more poke, but not quite finding it. This far really had its teeth pulled.
Okay, and Citizens trying to kind of flip the script here on Team 2. They got full held on Hanamura. Now looking like that might be a possibility here on Hollywood. We're down to a minute remaining. Wannabe with another barrage. We'll see if he can find a little bit more value out of it this time around. He only got the demech with that first one, so trying to, you know, do a little bit better with this one.
Yeah, and that is crucial. A big pull onto Nick, making them forcing them onto that lower ground. Not able to get up with the Mei wall. No ice form either. However, the Mei does not get punished as aggressively as you might expect. That Pharah still not dropping that rocket barrage quite yet. Looking like Leo Cakes keeping an eye on that Pharah, and this fight being taken real slow right now. The Diva Bomb coming in, and that might be a good opportunity for the Pharah to come in. However, it doesn't look like Wannabe's going to have the opportunity as they get shot down by Squid, keeping their eyes up, keeping their eyes peeled exactly as they need to. Zeus taking down Nick. Things are slowly crumbling for the side of Team 2, but PG1 looking to make a comeback with a kill on the Zeus. With that tank buster down, it's looking like the opportunity might be around here. Nick getting brought up by CJ. The forces slowly coming in for the defense, or for the offense here. The sound barrier coming in for everybody but Zeus, courtesy of Mercio. The rocket barrage now coming in again. Leo Cakes quick to respond, but now the rocket barrage leads into the Sig grab flux, the immortality field, keeping the team alive just long enough for the grab as well. And with this, the team still not looking dominant. Zeus dropping that Dead Blossom, not going to be finding anybody but the soul healer Ali. And with that, another Blizzard to lock down the point. It looks like this is going to go all in favor of Citizens, especially as CJ drops and the team comes back from spawn, not going to be able to contest.
My God, Citizens, they have found the answers. They have kind of cracked the code on Team 2 here, and it really just seems to come down to they have been ignoring Wannabe on this far, and he hasn't really been able to do much other than Squid, who is, I gotta say,
yes,
doing an insane job of keeping him at bay as a Batiste, pretty much like solo. Yes. Killing the Pharah multiple times. He's just been an absolute monster here tonight. I have not seen a support get this many kills in a series like this in so long.
Yeah, it is certainly very entertaining to see that that kind of play come out as well. I think Leo Cake's doing a great job of responding as well. The diva play is so instrumental here. It really feels like Citizens have locked into how they want to play against that Pharah, but it looks like this time they may not have to. And we're going to be seeing the Mei and Hanzo come out instead.
Okay, that I like that choice, and I honestly probably would have liked to see them try and run that on the attack. The Pharah wasn't quite working for Wannabe, but they stuck with it through the entire attack round, and they aren't able to get any progress there on point A. So if they want to stay alive in the series, if they want to avoid falling down into the loser's bracket, it's going to have to be another full hold here. They did it once earlier tonight on Hanamura, so definitely a possibility, but this is not going to be easy by any means.
It certainly will not. Citizens still have the entire opportunity to go. We have the first ingredient for a 6-map game here with the 0-0 on first point, but Citizens looking to not make it that far. They're looking to just get this first point capped up nice and clean. They're going to be taking up high ground. Not too much of a surprise there, and it looks like Team 2 going to be playing a little bit different style. They're playing much more around a cafe. Let's see Nick trying to set up, get an ice wall in. Not really going to be finding too much. The immortality field out in response either way. Not going to be up from Squid, who's already about 50% up. Ali taking down a boat with a nice couple of Zenyatta orbs to the dome. And with that, it looks like the backup's going to come in, or the back out is going to come in. And yeah, it's going to be a full pull from the side of Citizen.
They even get the D-Mech onto Leo Cakes as the retreat is coming in. He might just be going back to spawn. I'm wondering if he's going to swap over to something like the Sigma, as they don't really have to worry about the Pharah up in the sky. And indeed, that will be the case. So now they've got something much more standard. They've got the double shields in play, and I think that's going to allow them to kind of close the gap and get into the range where they want to fight.
Yeah, getting within that punching range for this team going to certainly be key here. We're seeing the Reaper come in from Zeus, perhaps trying to get just tucked in. Going to be taking a teleport right behind, taking down Ali very early in. Just a great boon. And just like that, the point gets capped immediately. Citizens having the blockage from the opposing Mei wall. Just like that, they take first point and the series.
Yeah, a little bit too much respect given there by Team 2 as they back off. They know they're playing that pokey composition. They know that they have to kind of try and give as much ground as they can, because if Citizens gets on top of you, it's over. But they back off a little too much, and it costs them here on Hollywood. Citizens with a fantastic comeback in this series. They win the final 2 maps convincingly, I might add, and they are moving on to the upper bracket finals.
Yeah, it will not be up to Team 2 to move on. However, we will be seeing them again in our lower bracket. So they are down, but certainly not out. And while we do have a moment towards the end of our broadcast, I want to remind you folks to vote. Get your last-minute votes in for MVP. We are going to be bringing them in here in just a few minutes. So be sure to drop your votes in there. I know I've already dropped mine. Shy Guy, who do you think really stood out here tonight?
Oh God, this is so difficult. Wannabe on the side of Team 2 was just an absolute monster all night. But I really think if I'm picking one person, it's got to be Squid. That dude really impressed me. No matter what he was playing, whether it was the Mercy or the Batiste, he was on fire here this evening and was a massive impact player for Citizens.
Yeah, you said that, and I had actually already forgotten about the double kill onto the pharmacy that we saw coming out of Eichenwald from Squid. The same person was just putting so much pressure on that pharmacy here in Hollywood. I've never thought of a support hero as anti-air before, but I guess there's a first time for everything, Shy Guy.
Yeah, when you've got aim like Squid does, I mean, I guess you could turn any hero into anti-air at that point. So, really impressive stuff coming out from Citizens. I love the kind of resilience over the course of this series. Every time they took a punch from Team Two, and let's make it clear that that full hold on Hanamura, that was a haymaker, and they came back swinging afterwards. They kept their cool, they stayed alive, and they just kept moving forward. You love to see it. And you know, I gotta say right now, I would not be at all surprised if this matchup winds up being our grand finals, if Team 2 made some sort of crazy lower bracket run to find themselves right back into it, because you know they put on a good showing here tonight, and you know, even without their regular main support in the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, it's based off the way we've seen them play so far, not surprised at all. Citizens looking to come in and, as we mentioned, kind of put their second championship ring on. They'd have won one of these tournaments before, back when I believe it was back when we were the Watchers. But that being said, they're going to be looking to be the returning champs. Overall, Team 2 still has a ways to go, but I don't think you can count either of these teams out. Team 2, if they do end up going to finals with Citizens, they now have a little bit better of a read against them. And with as close a margins as we've had here, I think it could go any way.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I feel like this was just a kind of a privilege to watch this series here tonight. Just a fantastically entertaining matchup. Both teams really trading blows all night, and you know, I could not be happier with how this one turned out.
Yeah, absolutely. As we are still getting the MVP finalized, we do want to remind you folks to go ahead and check out our social medias. We've been mentioning it a lot here, but that's because it's very important to us to get you guys in here so we can keep you up to date with all of the nice, juicy, tasty happenings that are going on both in Star Esports and within the Overwatch All-Stars Brawl. So be sure and join us here on Twitch, on Twitter, in the Discord. You can follow us on YouTube as well if you like. So be sure to give us that follow, give us that like, give us the thumbs up, or whatever different social media varieties of approval there are out there. And with that, Shy Guy, I believe we are ready to announce the MVP.
Indeed we are, and it looks like the votes are going to be going over to Boat from Citizens. Unfortunately, the man had to dip out immediately after the match, so we're not going to be able to get him in here for that post-match interview, but well deserved for the DPS of Citizens. His mercy play, I thought, was fantastic for them throughout the series, so he comes away with a little bit of hardware here tonight.
Yeah, certainly going to be representing themselves the most optimally here. Unfortunately, not going to be able to hop them in for that interview at the end of the day. But with that being said, we are going to be taking a brief 30-minute break before we come right back into the action. Me and Shy Guy going to be bringing you another exciting game here in the Overwatch All-Stars Brawl. But for now, we will be signing off for your casting entertainment. I have been Sir Waltham. You can catch me on Twitch or Twitter at Sir Waltham.
Yeah, and you can find me at ShyGuyOW, and we will see all of you on the other side of this break. Be sure to catch us with more action in the Overwatch All-Star Brawl.